it's a shit that I did it before, so that make it a fact. But I'm living my life, but I'm living these raps, and I'm doing my thing. I'm ahead of the pack, man. You don't get no damn, I'm like part of my back. Yeah. Go get the strap. Yeah. In the club like I'm 50, I'm blowing it sticky, I'm bringing it back. Yeah. Been stacking my racks. Yeah. Been fucking these hoes. Yeah. But no, they ain't did it as long as I did it, as long as you know. Yeah. It's light work. 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 I've been deflated but never defeated. Niggas be cap, I don't never believe it. Blind to the fact, but they never gon' see it. The shit that they came and I always achieve it. It's light work. 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 Deflated but never defeated. Niggas be cap, I don't never believe it. Blind to the fact, but they never gon' see it. The shit that they came and I always achieve it. It's waiting my turn. Now it's my time. Ain't no serving my wave. Ain't no hitting my line. They saying I changed. I'm losing my mind cause I'm out in LA where there's nothing but dimes. They got a point. I got a plan. I'm getting money like bitch, I'm the man. I'm wearing Sunny, I'm getting a tan, and he throwing shade like I know he a fan. Smoking these runs, he the runs to the litter. Keep calling the phone, I forgot that I hit her. Done with that pussy like nigga, come get her. Niggas so crazy, they stalking my Twitter. Look at their faces, they mad and they bitter. I'm going places they never consider. Yeah, they be hating like nigga, go figure. I'm all in my bag like you know I'm that nigga. They wanna show, I'ma show out. I get it in, they know what I'm about. The ups and the downs, the ins and the outs. So they wanna know my particular route. The places I'm going, what I'm doing next. I'm strong on the mic like you know I'm a flex. I don't need comment, I got my respect. Moving out west when they cut me to check. Yeah. It's light work. 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 I've been deflated but never defeated. Niggas be cap, I don't never believe it. Blind to the fact, but they never gon' see it. The shit that they came and I always achieve it. It's light work. 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 I've been deflated but never defeated. Niggas be cap, I don't never believe it. Blind to the fact, but they never gon' see it. The shit that they came and I always achieve it. It's light work.
Let's go!
The station that keeps it rocking 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Grizz Biz, my 2 cents.
I've been doing this shit since I was a youth. I be smoking that sour right up in the booth. These niggas can try but can't do what I do. Can't wait till the day that I caught me that coupe and I'm dropping that roof. Bitch, I'm the truth. American dream and I'm living the proof. All of these niggas be hating on me cause I'm fucking their bitches. I do what they do. You loving it who? I'm holding it down. My name is Santino, and if you don't know, bet you know it. And now I'm in my city, my block, and my state, and my talent. They hating on me, they just waiting around. If they say I'm a joke, they the ones that I clown, and I'm laughing at them that ain't never around. Russell Crowe, I'm Cinderella man. Blowing hot up in these spots, it got me hella fans. One life and no time to waste, and I'm doing this with no deal at all. Y'all niggas can't keep the credit if it ain't no cash involved. I'm one-to-one and I'm authentic. Yo, bitch mouth, I be all in it, man. I ain't with that back and forth. Real niggas don't play tennis. All I got in this world is my balls and my word. I don't bring it for no one. All I got in this world is my balls and my word. I don't bring it for no one. I don't answer to 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 no one. I'm straight business, I'm so for real, nigga. Why lie? My hometown, I had it going up and I'm everywhere, nigga. Wi-Fi.
This your boy Grizz.
And I'm your main man, Greenback.
And this is the GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE My 2 Cents Show. Powered by
Unanimous. Hey, man. It's Wednesday to Wednesday to Wednesday to Wednesday. You know what time it is? Last Wednesday we was off. I had to take off because I was hurting real bad. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had a heart attack. Got rushed to the hospital and got checked out and everything, and all my tests came back okay as far as my blood work and as far as the chest X-ray and EKG. So we thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? Those are 3 words we have to. Those are a couple words we can take off the books right now, because Grizz ain't getting no younger. Although I think I am. My body telling me I ain't. So but waiting for my co-host, the lovely Ivy the Aries. I think she's having some technical difficulties with her Skype or something, but it'll be all good when she comes on in. We're gonna give her proper introduction, her proper dues, because without her, what I'm talking about, y'all might be bored with me. Maybe not. But anyway, got a special guest today, straight out of Cincinnati by way of New York, I believe. Is that it? Did I say that correct?
New York, LA,
Same thing.
Yeah.
But we want to give this guy, Santino Corleon, a loud round of applause. You know what I'm talking about? Artist, and I hate saying local artist, but he's an artist from Cincinnati.
From here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he's been doing this thing for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So let's give him another round of applause, man. We finally got him on the show, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm one to give people their props, give people I don't want to say flowers, because we not Wild Lolo, and we not we not them. So we don't give flowers. We give her props. That's what we do in Cincinnati. We give each other props. So that's what we doing right now. And give the chance to people to see what this guy's about. I take my platform serious, man, with all this algorithm things that's going on and popping off, and you have a lot of people saying they are working and they are doing this and they're doing that, and they're really blowing smoke up people's asses. And I'm really saying that. They're really blowing smoke up people's asses. It's facade. But to get started with you, sir,
Yes, sir.
Tell the people about yourself, man. How you get started rapping? Where the musical influence come from? I mean, tell us about yourself, man.
Well, I started rapping about, I guess I would say, third grade for real. Because I wrote my first rap about 9 years old. I can remember it too. That's another story.
You can remember it?
I remember it.
I used to rap too. I
some
remember
of it, they
mine.
go,
I said I used to rap too. I remember mine.
Mine was we kicked tracks with our starter hat. We made little, but we got a rhythm like rap. Tony the Tiger, my rhymes are great. I take a bite out of crime and spit it back out in the plate.
That's okay. That shows your age, Tony the Tiger, and take a bite out of crime.
You need a 9-year-old. That's not bad.
No, that ain't bad at all. So, what does the music run in your family?
My biological side of my father's side of my family, they all play instruments. They were in bands and shit like that, But
what's your nationality, man? Are you like DJ Envy, a Cuban or Puerto Rican? Or man, that's what they.
I'm black, but a lot of people be thinking I'm Spanish. So when I'm in New York, people walk up on me and talk Spanish to me, like thinking that. You know what I mean? I'm Dominican or something. I can pass for a Dominican, but I'm black.
So Santino, is that your real name?
Yeah, that's my real name. So that's Italian. My mother, she got that from the Godfather. So she seen the Godfather when she was 16 years old, and she said, "I'm gonna name my son Santino." And here I am. So I was basically saying 10 years before I was ever Santino.
Oh, dig that. So, okay, because.
When I started rapping, I was like, you know what, I need to rap. Why don't I just use Corleon? Let me add Corleon. Just like in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Just like in the movie. That's I don't know if that hinders you or helps you. Because when I've had this, the Godfather come up first.
I've I've had these talks, but no, that's one thing I did was I dropped the E out of Corleone. You know what I'm saying? So if you really spell Corleone the right way, it's Corleone. I don't spell it like that because one, I'm Italian. Two, if you're Italian, your last name ends in a vowel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Italian, so let's drop the vowel out. And it still makes sense. It still says Santino. That's how Americans read it anyway. It's Corleone, but it's really Corleone.
Oh, from the movie Corleone. Yeah. And everybody else is that's the Ebonics. See, even white people got it.
Black for short is Corleone.
Yeah, white folks say Corleone too.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It's really Corleone.
Right. Okay, I get that. So, your transition. I mean, you live back and forth from New York to Cincinnati and now L.A.
I started out in New York when I was 19. I moved there 8 days after the towers fell. That shit was still on fire. I moved there then to get into the music industry, quote unquote, because at the time I really wasn't rapping. You know what I'm saying? This is the time where rap music is much like hardcore gangster shit. And let's face it, I'm a skateboarding kid from Finneytown. You know what I'm saying?
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to give my co-host a round of applause. She's in the building. Ivy the Aries. News you can use. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'd be boring if it's just me. So we thankful to have her on the show. So forth. How you doing, lady?
Hello. Thank you. I'm great.
Wednesday to Wednesday.
Nice to have our guest on today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We was talking about his transition. He said he's at 19. So you wasn't born in New York. You was born here in Finneytown, right?
Born here. Well, I grew up in Evanston before I went to
let's give a round of applause for E-Dub. All right, yes. See, that's what I'm saying, Evanston. E-What? That's what I'm talking about.
I grew up on the rail.
Shut the front door. You didn't grow up on no damn rail. Right. Don't lie to me, boy.
I broke my leg in the back of Hoffman in second grade.
Oh, my gosh. Let's give him a round of applause. See, I stayed on 3125 the rail. The only place that had an in-ground pool. And if you're from there, yes, that's where we lived at, right there. And I got some Hoffman stories too, with a rusty old pistol and two old. Never mind, I ain't gonna get into it. That's another story. But anyway. That's what's up, man.
We moved there. We moved from there to Finneytown when I was 9. My mother had to get us out of the hood. That was her thing. I'm gonna get him out the hood. So we moved to Finneytown. 10 years later, I moved to New York City to get in the music industry. And I went to Institute of Audio Research for a 6-month course. When that finished, I wound up going to Long Island University in Brooklyn, where I met my now manager actually. So it just kind of happened. You know what I mean? I was hanging around with these rappers from Brooklyn, and just hanging around him. I caught the bug. Like, yo, I think I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I started writing, and the next thing you know, we were battle rappers. Then we'd be on the corner of Fulton Street, 125th Street, in front of record stores, battling cats. You know what I'm saying? And back then it was whoever had the most written verses was gonna win the battle. You know what I mean? So I would just write verses, and that just turned into me becoming a songwriter.
So you saying you at 18? You just said you got family up there?
Nah, I didn't know anyone. Now
you didn't know anyone, so you got the writing bug. I mean, the rapping bug, and took it. Now, see, I got to give you these things we don't know. Round of applause. You know what I'm talking about? Those things we don't know. You actually took your craft seriously.
I didn't know. No, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a craft. I just went on a whim. I always said the only thing I had was I want to be in the music industry. That was it. Nobody was like coercing me or said, hey, if you promise me anything, if you come here, we'll do X, Y, and Z for you. Nah, everything I've ever gotten was built off of relationships starting from that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you break dance too?
Then I got. Go ahead. What I didn't mean to cut you off.
Did you break dance too?
Nah, I didn't do break dance. Just battle rapping. You know what I'm saying?
How you battle rap and write verses? I don't get that. I thought battle rap was off the top of your dome.
Right, you write them vague, so it could be pertaining to anyone. You get what I'm saying? So you write a bunch of them. You say cheating. That cheating. This is new. This is how they battled in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So I would be rapping, and I would be a little nervous, like, man, these dudes from New York, like, I gotta come with it. So my boy would gas me, like, yo, go ahead, rap, because I'm running out of verses. So I'd go ahead and rap, and he just gassed me up, like, he from Ohio. Don't nobody rap like that from Ohio. So that just kind of gassed me up, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm actually good at this shit. So it just gave me confidence, and then I started running with my own crowd, started partying, doing a lot of drugs and shit. So then they wound up pushing me. I wound up coming back to Cincinnati, and everything I had learned in New York when I started my career here, I just took it and said, "Oh, I can take everything I learned in New York and do it in Cincinnati."
Okay, yeah, good. So, your manager now, is that the person that owns the record label?
No, he don't own the record label, but he used to manage one of the founders of the record label.
Which one? The out of sight dude, or the cook, or the cook? What is his name? No disrespect. Cook Classic.
Cook's just a songwriter, and he owns the label too. But he's a producer and a songwriter. Out of sight's an artist. He's a pop artist.
Okay. So when you came back to Cincinnati, what was your plan? The plan was I would say, you got to be hot in your home, especially back then. You know what I mean? This is pre-internet. So, you had to be, I figured like you had to be at least known in your city to at least, you got to start there. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew my crowd. I already knew what my crowd was going to be. I knew it was going to be white suburban college kids. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was going to be that lane. So I had to figure out a way to place myself in that lane. So what I met Bino from Natty Boy Records, and he winds up signing me. Bino. Yes.
So Bino signed.
I said yes. They all came tutelage of Soca Wet Records and visited, and we old in this game. But yes, Bino.
I'll let Bino and Rico and Tommy studio etiquette and how to record. You know what I'm saying? And how to go in there and handle my business in the recording studio and structuring songs, stuff like that. And through that, I wound up meeting a promoter named Eddie Trainer at the time, who is now DJ E-Train, who was promoting for this promotion company called Self Diploma. Now they were bringing in like artists on the cusp of making it city and doing shows, and I would see, for instance, I'd see a flyer pop up, and it'd be, who is Wiz Khalifa? Because I never heard of this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then a week later, I'd see he sold out the Madison Theater, and I fancy myself a hip hop person, and I'm like, how come I've never heard of this dude? How the fuck is he selling out shows in my city? You know what I'm saying? I've never heard of it. So I start doing research, and I start realizing, oh, these guys using the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they
AOL dial-up.
And they what you say?
AOL dial-up.
Yeah. They started putting me on shows where I would be opening for these main artists. They would put me on right before the main act. I would bring a cameraman and a videographer.
Did they charge you? Let me get the difference. Now, Self-Diploma, whatever, did they charge you or did they pay you?
No, they didn't pay me at all. They never paid me at all, and that's why I stopped fucking with them. Culture vultures. They never paid.
Say what? They culture vultures.
They never really talked about that publicly, so that's the Grizz exclusive. They were culture vultures. But so. In the beginning, it was, hey, it's promo. We putting you on the stage. You know what I mean? Sell tickets for us. All right, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, after a year or two of that, of me killing them, putting me on show after show, to the point where now I'm recognized in the city as a rapper. Now I think it's time for me to be paid. You know what I'm saying? Then that's when the turmoil started. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you start asking for money.
Oh, so it's no different than what we do that brothers do. As far as
To each
promoting, just charging the artists. They charging the artists to open up.
Right. It's just but see the difference is with the paying the tickets is or selling tickets. I started developing a fan base off of the people I was selling tickets to. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to me just paying a promoter X amount of dollars and then put me on stage where nobody's gonna give a fuck I'm on there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's use the Ritz for an example. You could pay a Ritz promoter to open up for Gucci Man back in the day, but that doesn't mean nobody would give a fuck who you were. You know what I'm saying? I always said this. At the Ritz, you could pay whatever to open up for Gucci, right? If you say, yo, throw your hands in the air, niggas gonna look at you like, man, I got $20,000 in my pocket. You throw your fucking hands in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's our crowd, like our hood black people crowd. But I knew these white kids would go, when they go to a hip hop show, they go to the show for a show. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're like, yo, throw your hands in the air. The whole fucking crowd goes like this. You know what I'm saying? I always knew, I can use that to my advantage. So I would get on these big stages. I would get pictures of me taken on these stages, and I would post them online, and people would think it was Photoshop because I'd be on stage in front of 5,000-10,000 people. You know what I'm saying? But I would just use those things to my advantage to kind of levitate my prowess in the hip hop scene, and then what really took off was when we became friends with Mac Miller, and he started letting us tour with. You know what I'm saying? And that Mac's fan base latched on to me. Mac's fan base here latched on to me because I was from here. So they were already fans of Mac Miller. Then they noticed me hanging with Mac Miller, and they're like, wait a minute, you from Cincinnati? Because they would assume I was from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Until they knew. And then when I figured out I was from Cincinnati, they all latched on to me. You know what I'm saying?
How did you hook up with Mac Miller, and did he pay you?
Nah, self-diploma booked Mac Miller for his first tour ever. It was a 4-city tour. It was Lexington, Dayton, Columbus, and Covington.
Why would they pick here? Is he from around this parts?
From Pittsburgh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So the main dude at self-diploma had a working relationship with Peter Schwartz, who was a booking agent, and he was Mac's booking agent in the beginning. And so they just booked Mac like he was this kid on the come up. You know what I'm saying? And the first show, it was in Columbus, Ohio. It was 40 kids there. You know what I mean? Like literally 40 kids. A year later, he was selling out Bogarts. You know what I'm saying? So now once he had got to that point, he stayed cool with us. Anytime he was coming into town, they hit me up. Yo, can you get us weed? Can you get us girls? I got you. You know what I'm saying? So then that turned into when Clockwork, my homie DJ Clockwork, winds up becoming Mac's DJ. He would call me when they were out on the road, and he'd be like, "Yo, Mac loves you. You need to come out on the road with us." I'm like, "What's that mean? What do I do?" He's like, "Just come to the show." So I would get away out to wherever they were. And then Mac would just let me ride the bus. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be there with him, and I just used that to my advantage as well. Like,
so you didn't have no management then? Or that was just you?
I was just pretty in. I was just a roadie. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't performing or anything. Like he just liked me. You know what I'm saying? And he was the biggest artist in the world. You're not gonna be telling him no when he's like, "Yo, come hang with me." You know what I mean?
Right.
That happened. And then for a while, it got to a point where I'm like, people were like, "Yo, when's Mac Miller gonna sign?" And that didn't sound right with me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this kid's from he's like 10 years younger. He's from Pittsburgh. This white kid, like, it just didn't sound right. How's he gonna put me on? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I knew as big as he was getting, that if I stayed with him, then you get caught in that shadow. You know what I'm saying? God bless the dead. He's not here anymore. But when he was touring, with these guys for the longest. But nobody knows who those guys are because they were stuck in that shadow. So I just knew like, yo, let me separate myself from this and continue on my solo trajectory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Because listening to you, it explains a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I always thought, like, what? You consider a backpack rapper?
I don't know. My boy told me the other day I'm a pop rapper, and I agree.
I said that to the producers too. I said, after listening to your music, because you got songs that I bump, that I like, but you also, I'm like, he's like and the label that you on, 83, sound like he's more like a pop rapper. And
I'm like the bad boy of that label. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I looked at the roster and was like, well, damn. I guess you are the bad boy. Everybody else, no offense, but
yeah. But I mean, they even got it like that in the bio. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the more edgier one on the label. You know. But I would consider it pop. Don't get me wrong. I can do trap music. I've been in them environments. I've been around. You know.
Right.
If I'm talking, then I definitely know what I'm talking about, or know somebody who's closely involved in that type of life. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I just never chose to do that because one, it's really not me. Two, I've always been comfortable in my own skin. And three, like, I just knew if being myself, I'd get there faster. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, fast forward to now, and everybody talks about being independent and majors. If you don't mind, what type of deal do you have? Now, Lantana had a deal. I don't know if it's production deal. I don't know. They don't get into these descriptions of the deal, but would you mind going into a description of your deal, lightweight? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mine right now is a non-exclusive, and I have it set up like that purposely because basically anything I do with 83 Sound, I own a portion of it. You know what I'm saying? So I own a portion of the masters over there, of my masters over there with them. I own whatever, like basically whatever work that I put into a song, I own that portion of the song and the publishing. You know what I'm saying? And what a non-exclusive thing is, I can still release music under my own brand and under my own platform, which I do. So with the label, I'm just Santino. You know what I'm saying? There is no Corleon. It's just Santino. Over on this side of my own, I own my own record label, Mad Circle Music Group, where I release music and content under my own platform. So basically, I use the money that I make from the label to fund my own career, so to speak.
So with that being said, a non-disclosed, whatever you said.
Non-exclusive.
Yeah, non-exclusive. And I've seen that so many times in contracts that I've written back in the day.
I'm a private contractor.
Right.
They come to me when they need certain rap shit on the record. You know
so is that the reason why we don't see any marketing and promotion from that? I see you. Because I see you doing placements and getting your music because some people ask like, what the hell is being on the Wayne Brady show got to do with his music? Is he performing?
Okay, now that's publicity. That's just being, I did that myself.
Get your name out there.
Yeah, just being out, that's living in LA. That's a hustle. You know what I mean? Like people in LA, I'm on alter ego in the audience because I get paid to sit there and pretend like I give a fuck on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's just the way, But the Wayne Brady thing, I just use that as publicity. I'm going to be on national TV. Of course, I'm going to shout out my single.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I did all that. I'm media trained. Trust me. I know what to do when I get on the camera. So I just use that as a publicity thing. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's safe to say that 83 Sound is more like a placement. They're getting your music played and placement.
Yeah.
As far as
they give me my placement.
Right.
Placement label. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you a question about the type of deal that you have. Do you find that your contract is more beneficial for what you personally want to do, or would you have rather had an exclusive contract?
I think it's more beneficial for what I'm doing because I'm not tied down to anything. You know what I'm saying? I've known these guys and worked with them in some capacity for the last 10 years in some form or another. So it's just really a relationship thing where they send me a bunch of production. Some of them have hooks on them, and they're like, yo, when you get in the studio, redo that hook and then write verses for it, add things that I need to add or whatever, and I contribute that, and then I'll send them back if I'm out of town or if I'm in the studio with them, I just do it. But I think it's more beneficial to me because I have this outside thing going on, and I always have, and it's just a way to boost that. You know what I'm saying? And it just doesn't leave me tied down. And exclusive contracts are weird nowadays. We don't really have a major backing us. We have a major distribution and we have major like agent. That's how I get on Monday Night Football. That's how I'm on CBS. That's how I'm on League of Legends. Things like that. Like we have major people that shop our stuff to the networks, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But they're just not the people who own the label. They've been making money off placements for so long they don't have to do anything else. They don't have to go on the road. They're millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Their music is on movies, film, TV. Now I'm getting into that realm, but it's a process. So I'm just kind of at the beginning of it.
Okay.
What was I gonna ask you? So what's your end goal as far as on your end? Now let me ask you, what do you want from this? And we ask all these artists here the same thing, the same question. Do you want the fame? Do you want the money? Are you trying to be worldwide? What is it that you want from this? Do you just want to be able to say, hey, I got content to put out, good music, and you buy it if you want to, or not if you want to? Because we all know this game is streaming is a facade.
Yes.
We could talk about what's her name? Walker's. What's her name? Summer Walker. And Drizzle was making a comment about her record deal, and he wasn't lying. So being independent. Yeah, independent, you can go this route, and wasn't saying that independent was easy, but there's got to be a method to your madness when you're doing independent. So what is the end game for you?
At this point in my life and career, the fame part, if anybody answers that they want the fame, then they already lost. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is fickle. It's here today, gone tomorrow. I've been with some of the most famous people in the world, and they still weren't happy. You know what I'm saying? So the fame part, that just comes with it. But at this point, man, I need to be. I'm working on touring in Europe and just putting out good music, getting placements, and making money enough to feed and take care of my family at this point. You know what I'm saying? All the other extra shit I've done, the wilding out, the touring, of course I want to continue touring. You know what I mean? Like the last tour I was on tour with Talib Kweli. So I want to continue touring and just getting placements after placements. My real big goal is to get movie placements, movie trailers, and end credits, because that's where the big money is, and national commercials. So I'm targeting that right now, as well as working on. I have an album done on my end that I'm working on, and I'm doing a project with the label. So we'll just see where it takes us. This is one day at a time at this point, and I'm making enough money to take care of my family at this point, and just kind of play it by ear.
Hey, that's what's up. So I'm glad we get a clear understanding of this. There's so many people talk yin yang and this, that, and form opinions and this, that, and the third about a person and what they're doing, and you don't know what a person's doing. You don't know. And I appreciate you being candid about your contract and so forth. And, a lot of people, like I said when I first started, a lot of people born smoke up people's asses.
They are. I mean, that's the game too, I've dealt with it.
That's part of the game.
Sorry.
I said that's definitely a part of the game.
It is. You just got to be, hopefully you got the right people around you in order to snuff those things out, because sometimes it's hard to catch them. You know what I mean? Especially, and the higher I climb, I feel like the more introverted I become, because I feel it more people I can't not trust. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't really go out anymore. I don't do it. Because at home in Cincinnati, I get so much love. People know me. People stop me for autographs. People stop me for pictures. I could be in a damn restaurant in an Olive Garden, and these college kids will come up to me and want a picture. You know what I mean? I appreciate that shit. I know that, to me, I'm like, all right, that means I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? And that part comes with it, but what you can't do is let that go to your head, so to speak. And I think a lot of artists get from Cincinnati, and in particular, get to a certain point and they kind of let that get to their head. And it's like, yo,
you ain't lying.
Now it's time to do more work.
You ain't lying. Because my old ass, man, I get people coming out, hey, you Grizz? Yeah, that's me. And then I have to turn to the right side so they can get the right side.
Oh, God. I cannot stand it. So, Santino, serious question. What do you credit to keeping you the most grounded in the industry?
My father is super humble. Growing up, my father was a high school football star, right? At Hughes High School. I never knew it until like I grew up with my dad. You know what I'm saying? He's my stepdad, but he's my dad. So I'd be like, Dad, you play football? Nah, I ain't never played football. But then when you get around his boys, oh, your dad he was bad on that field. He was the leading rusher in the city, whoopty, whoopty, whoop, whoop, whoop. But my dad never bragged to us about it. You know what I'm saying? So that always taught me, I don't got to brag. Let these niggas brag for me. You know what I mean? So that and I'm a family man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm married. I got kids. That's the most grounding thing you could be. Like, that's the most thing. That's what I do it for now. It's not even about me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done this for so long. It's a job. You know what I mean? Like, it's a literal job now. Like, I can't do anything else. I can't stop this and become an electrician tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm past the point of no return. So it's just like, I'm just taking this one day at a time and utilizing the relationships that I have. But I get my humbleness from my father, for real.
That's
no reason to like be rah-rah about shit.
So I heard you mention Twalib. Are y'all real cool?
Yeah, that's the homie. That's a homie for real.
Okay, so you was on tour with him. Did he pay you?
All right, so I'll give y'all the rundown on that. So people, you can buy into tours. All right, like that's another thing they don't tell you in the game. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these artists are just buying in on the tour. So I just bought in on the tour. So that basically, I give you X amount of dollars. You put me on this date. I get put into all the, the promo material that I'm on the show. I give you X amount of dollars. You give me 10 dates. I got to get to each date to myself. And I got to take care of my room. And basically my room, board, and travel, I got to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on these 10 dates and I can sell merch. So that becomes, now I got to sell merch. That's where I make my money from.
Okay.
So I sold out all the merch on that tour. So that's how I made my money.
That's what's up. Because I recently saw you posting your pictures about the, when being down at the Dave Chappelle documentary and kicking it with them. Tell me about that. Tell us about that.
Well, through my relationship with Talib, he's, him and Dave are like best friends. You know what I'm saying? And I let me rewind it a little bit. My relationship with Talib started probably 8 years ago. I know one of his personal assistants who's from Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? And she would invite me out to his shows. And just being around then, it's just a relationship thing. Now, that turned into, when I dropped an album in 2018 and I need to get on a tour, I call her because Talib's on a tour, and I say, yo, ask Talib how much he wants to buy in on like 10 dates. So she calls me back in 5 minutes and gives me a price. You know what I'm saying? So through that relationship, I really developed a real good relationship with him on that tour. We had done things before together, but like we really kind of bonded on that tour. You know what I'm saying? So he always been a big homie. And then when they came into town, I hit him up like, yo, can you introduce me to Dave? And he gave me the personal introduction.
Man, I wish it was that easy, bro. I'm not gonna mention this cat's name, but he's been doing this thing, and I hey man, get Dave on my goddamn show for me, man.
Right.
No, man, we ain't really doing that, man. Hey man, I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I ain't no groupie, man. Do you know what that would do for me? Do you know us? Not me, us. Do you know what that would do for us? But no.
And so, and that's the thing that taught me, a lot of Cincy people are big time you in that situation and won't introduce you to whoever.
Oh my gosh.
I always learned working with all these people like, Talib, yo, introduce me today. He like, yeah, come the fuck on. Like, it wasn't even a question. He wraps his arm around me, walks me through Dave's security, and he's like, Dave, this Santino, I used to tour with him. He's a very good dude. Dave's like, oh, for real, man? He gave me the biggest fucking hug that he knew me.
You almost sounded like him.
I was thrown off. I was thrown like, Dave Chappelle's hugging me right now. This is so weird. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just that though, man. You know what I mean? And I'll just try, like, that picture, I'll post that picture. That means I'm all about the perception. And I'm not saying I'm a cap. I just know how to make things look a little bigger than they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's huge.
What was that?
I said that's huge. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. It's all about networking.
That's what you call promo and marketing, Grizz.
Yeah.
I said that's what you call promo and marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Now here's another one. So now we're at the Dave Chappelle show, and I'm down on the floor, and Jeff Ross, the roast master, is like, "Oh, I'm gonna call some people up on stage and roast them." Then, mind you, nobody can have their phones in these shows. They take the phone, right? So I'm thinking, "Oh, I need to get on the stage." You know what I'm saying? Because this is promo and marketing. So I walked on the stage. I know Jeff didn't call me. You know what I'm saying? So he turns around. He goes, "Oh, this dude just snuck on the stage." Because my dad always taught me it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to walk on that stage as if I'm supposed to be there. Nobody's going to stop me because I'm going to look like I'm supposed to be there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to look around like I've never been here before in this situation. And I got on the stage, and Jeff Ross, the roast master, roasted me. And then Talib winds up like, "Yo, I seen you on stage." Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, this is my personality. A lot of it is, you know what I'm saying? But I know, let me get on this stage, let Jeff Ross roast me in front of a sold-out crowd in front of my home city. And then afterwards, I'm going to go meet Dave Chappelle and throw the picture up.
And you know what? And let's give you a round of applause for that, because that's exactly how I got a lot of my networking and connections back in the days, because I felt like I'm supposed to be here.
Supposed to be there.
So I got my big gold chain. I got my artist. I got a pocket full of money. I got CDs. You're not going to tell me that I'm not going to get back here and not be where I'm supposed to be. I remember going to the Bahamas. Man, you'd have thought I was royalty. You'd have thought Grizz Entertainment was the biggest thing on the island. Hey, man, it is Grizz Entertainment, man. I signed the artist from there, everything. You know what I'm saying? So
it's how you carry yourself.
It's exactly how you carry yourself. So I truly agree with that, and I commend you for that.
Comfortable in them situations, you know, a lot of people, and it's certain things you can and can't do in those situations. And I've always been on top of knowing what I can't do, and I think that's why I can be friends with a Talib Kweli, where he has no problem taking me to introduce me to Dave, because he knows I ain't gonna do nothing silly. You know what I'm saying? Some people you can't take in those situations because they're gonna do something idiotic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or ask Dave some stupid shit. Hey, you know,
yeah,
something stupid.
Some things you just don't do. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what I love about my city, because my city used to be, back in the day, we're not groupies. I like your body of work. I like your music or whatever, this, that, and the third. But, nigga, you put your pants on the same way I do. Well, at least I think y'all do. You know, the way this world is today, you might stand on your tippy toes and one-legged.
Chris, we got an individual.
Okay, all right. I was just going through my mind. All right. But that's what's up. But you know what? I really wanted to ask you too, now, about this Astro World and the Travis Scott and the what do they call it? Shit, crowd surfing and mosh pit. Mosh pit. That sound crazy. Mosh pit. That sound like some medieval time shit.
Middle Earth shit.
Mosh pit. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to get that video of you doing the crowd surfing and so forth. So from your experience and the mosh pitness shit, is it like that for real? Like we see? Is it that get that wild? Is it? It
gets wild, but here's the thing. Usually, all right. So the first ever rock and roll show I ever went to was a group called Chevelle and Helmet, and I told my boy, like, yo, I gotta get in the mosh pit, because I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna go to a rock show, I'm gonna experience the rock show. So I'm gonna experience it to the fullest. I gotta get in the mosh pit. So I get in the mosh pit and I fall. And in my head I say, oh no, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bracing for it. Like, these niggas about to stomp the shit out of me. Nah, these white boys pick you the fuck up and make sure you good. You know what I mean? It's like a whole culture. Like, you get into the pit, you fall or anything, somebody gonna pick you up, make sure you good. You know what I mean? It's just, they make sure you're good. Like, it's just a part of the show. For that to happen was crazy because I think it was just so many people. I've never seen 50,000 people basically moshing. You know what I'm saying? But crowd surfing and all that shit, like it's a part of the culture. So like you can in a punk rock show, the punk rock dudes are on stage playing. The crowd, they literally climb on the stage just to jump off into the crowd. It's a part of the show.
Now, see, let's stop you right there. Now, you just said that was some rock and roll stuff. Now, these rappers today have incorporated that because they want to live their rock and roll lifestyle. They tell you in the movies that black people run. We don't do the dumb shit. We don't do the dumb shit.
I think that rap music is the new punk music. You know what I'm saying? It's the new punk rock. You know what I mean? Like punk rock from the 80s. Like that's why all these rappers are dressing like punk rockers. Mind you, I've been dressing like this for years because I've come from skateboard culture. And then I used to get made fun of for it. And now they do it because it's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Before it was, Tino, you dress like a white boy.
Yeah. So
now everybody dresses punk rock.
So yeah, well, we better not see your ass in no dresses like your ASAP Rocky or no shit like that.
I'm not into that.
We ain't gonna represent you from Cincinnati if you start doing that dumbass shit.
I can't go, bro. I can't. Some things you just don't damn do or say.
Do you think they doing that just because or
I think dudes just do it to push the envelope, to be quite honest. It's a combo. Here we are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of them, you know, got something to hide behind closed doors, but that really don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't bring it my way.
Okay,
I think a majority of it is to push the envelope, but some of it you could say it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well,
look at rock music. Look at rock music in the 80s. All of the shit was androgynistic. You know what I'm saying? Prince wore the same shit. David Bowie did the same shit. You know what I mean? It's really nothing new.
I was going to say, not even that. You go back to the original Shaft days, and the men were in whatever.
Girl, don't you talk about Shaft, Richard Roundtree, and no damn stilettos.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It can't just be cool only when you approve. Allow people to express themselves via their costume or wardrobe, however they see fit.
Right, and as far I don't think it's a gender.
So it's a form of expression.
Exactly, and if you think that you don't want your kids seeing something like that, then you keep them away from it, and you explain to them, you know, this is what I think about this, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I really don't think that there's some worldwide agenda though. But
you don't think it's a worldwide agenda?
I'll say that if your kid got two eyes, your kid is gonna see it whether you want them to or not, because they go to school, they go into the public. They go to the grocery store. It's everywhere, and there are everyday people, you know, living their everyday lives, and they are expressing themselves however they see fit, and through wardrobe and makeup is one of those ways.
I think you should explain it to your children so they don't go out on the street and see it for the first time, and they're surprised and they don't know how to react or what, you know what I'm saying, or how to
and then they shell shock like, oh my God, what's happening?
That's a lot of it.
The world that we live in is becoming all inclusive to everybody and every culture and everything. So,
and if you travel like
this is what it is.
You travel like I do from coast to coast.
I was gonna say, if you go to enough places, you're gonna see what you say. You was in New York at 18, you've seen it all already.
all of it. I'm not shocked at all. You know what I mean? That's where I learned. Honestly, that's where I learned tolerance from, living in New York City, because you're living a bit like the people that took me in is an Irish lady. Her husband's Puerto Rican. Next door is some Jamaicans. Across the hall is Koreans. On the other side is Dominicans. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to tolerate and live with everybody's culture out there. You know what I'm saying? Even in LA, it's the same thing. I live in a Mexican neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? People, they think I'm Mexican sometimes, but you know, it's more normal than it is here. Like here, I feel like it's hidden more and people are kind of still in the closet about things, but you go to a New York or LA, it's right there in front of you. So you can't, it's not really surprising to me anymore, you know?
You heard it first on GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE. Santino agrees that Cincinnati's in the closet. They'll tell you that in the jails. They're in the closet. They're on the DL. We need to clear that shit up, and y'all need to stop that bullshit out there. That's what they need to quit doing.
They always say if the world ends, Cincinnati be the last place to know it. So
Mark Twain said that. That's how you know that it was a long time ago. Like, that was 200 years ago Mark Twain said that. But I don't think it's 7 years anymore because of the internet. I'll give it about a year and a half, 2 years. So it kind of the internet cut that down. You know what I'm saying? The 7-year part of it.
Wow.
Back in the day before internet, we were 7 years behind. I would be in New York and get stuff. I was wearing bathing apes and coming back home, and people thought I was wearing bootleg sneakers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, man, these Bapes. I don't know. And I'm a skateboarder, so I know what Bape is. Nobody knew what Bape was until Wayne wears it on the cover of the Five. You know what I mean? In hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, niggas wear Bape.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I think people, once they get a hello to this interview, they'll get a. Have you done any interviews on any other platforms?
Yeah, I always do interviews.
This is the best one you ever did.
Yeah, for sure. Let's give a round of applause for that.
You know what I'm talking about? Thank you. I don't think you've been in this in depth. You know what I'm talking about? This is marketing and promo. Because I'm going to shoot this to Twalib and Wayne Brady and everybody else. And Jeff Ross.
Show, but I'm legally obligated. I can't.
You can't what?
I can't say what happened on the show. Like what happened on my episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to wait and watch and see. When does it air? Do you already have the air date?
It was supposed to air the other day, but it was something, they change the air dates all the time. And I think the air date I was supposed to get wound up falling on Thanksgiving, but the parade has it. What do they call that shit? The date
the
is
Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah, since the parade's going on, like they gotta find another day to put that episode on. So I'm waiting for the producers to hit me back.
Okay, well don't worry about it because that show gonna be flooding them with GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE. You know what I'm talking about?
Go.
That's what and that's what I was really talking about earlier as far as the marketing and promotion and doing the show. I get mad, not just for say you, but I get mad when I I reach out to people whom I think are doing what they're doing and trying to, get somewhere, have a mission and not blowing smoke up your ass. I find it very difficult when people do a no-show or don't take it serious or don't post this and post that because my 5,000 friends is different than your 5,000 friends. And even though I don't post it on the post on the timeline all the time, you damn sure believe I'm in everybody's goddamn inbox.
You commented on something that was about football, and you put something. I said, boy, if you don't inbox me, you horrible at interneting.
No, I'm perfect at interneting. That's why I was pissed. I'm perfect. Everybody, while they talking about Michigan and since Bearcats, and hey, stop the shit. Stop the shit. See how they do? Stop that shit. But Aflac, stop it. I'm high. Stop.
Please help me with
this. Here we go. Reel me in. Here we go. Here we go.
Really back in.
Hear me back in. Okay.
We definitely want to thank you, Santino, and we are in appreciation of you coming on to the show. It's been a very interesting interview. I got to learn a lot about you as a person, and definitely as an artist. So that's been interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing some of your music, like you said, on one of these big movies or ending credits to see you, kind of catapult yourself to the next level. It looks like you are already doing what it takes. Your network is phenomenal. You should open up some sort of mentorship where your fans can buy into some of the things that you spoke about today. Just food for thought, because your thought process is a little different for what you want. And I think that people had some of that insight that could definitely benefit from it in the industry. So thank you.
So
thank you.
At this point of the game, this is where we have Ivory, and we do our segment called News You Can Use, and you're welcome to stay on and comment about it, listen to it, because we discuss a lot of stuff that she brings on. But if you got to run, we can understand that too. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I'll stay down for a little bit.
Okay, dig that. So as we always do, we have Ivory the Aries with News You Can Use. What's good?
And boy, do we have a lot of it. I first want to give a big RIP moment of silence for our artist that we just recently lost, Young Dolph.
Yes.
A good dude, another family guy, you know, just living his life, trying to do the right thing. And another act of senseless gun violence has taken him away from the family, from the fan base, from his loved ones. So I want to just, you know, acknowledge that we definitely took a loss in the Black community. We got to do better, y'all. To kind of go to a lighter note, today we heard the guilty verdict of all three men accused in
Let's
the
give a
Ahmaud
round of
Arbery
applause
case.
for that. There was a lot of charges that them guys got found guilty on.
They had charged
Boy.
10 counts each.
Yes.
Yeah, there were 9 counts each. The father, McMichael or whatever, he was found guilty of all 9 charges. The son was found guilty of 8 of the 9 charges, and the other party was found guilty of 6 of the 9 charges. So they are all facing also additional federal charges because of the publicity of this case has gained. So traditionally, these guys would be looking at, I believe, parole after 30 years. Based on their jurisdiction, and they could, you know, suffer a much tougher sentence than that. So I want to also, with that being said, I want to also just encourage the Black community to please, y'all, stop running from jury duty. You cannot be judged by a peer of your own if none of us show up for jury duty. So I just want to put that out there. I know everybody got their own.
Let's give a round of applause for that statement, Ivory, because you'd be surprised how many people do not want to go to jury duty. And you don't
like it's snitching or working with the police or something.
Yeah, and you don't know you could be helping
it's
somebody
crazy,
else.
But you know what? They've implemented that idea into the Black community. That whole snitches get stitches, that whole, you know, keep your mouth shut, don't talk. It only promotes the criminal activity in our neighborhoods. It only promotes more gun, gang, and Black on Black criminal violence. So I think, you know, just to push the envelope, push yourself to be a better person. If you went on trial today for defending yourself or your family against a person outside of your race, that probably be the only time you think about who a jury would be. But honestly, you think about how many people are wrongly accused and convicted because they don't have a jury of their peers there sitting to make a decision on whether or not they spend the rest of their lives in prison. So it's just something important. I think it's the least we could do for each other. What better way to be a community than to stand up and be able to speak out for one another, right?
Right.
So I'm definitely happy about that. We unfortunately, I have to speak about the unfortunate news that happened in Wisconsin, where there were victims, total of, I think, five victims that were ran down in this vehicle by this crazy person, and so many other people were injured. And it's just unfortunate.
I didn't mean to cut you off. What I hate about that is they're calling that dude a rapper just because he put out some music. You know what I mean?
What?
So,
that's the first I heard of that.
Yeah.
I was so shocked that he was black.
Rapper, local rapper. Like, now that's giving everybody like.
Everybody's been saying that too, Santino. Like, he's not a rapper. Everybody from that state, from that area, has been speaking out saying he's not a rapper.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, also, this guy seemed to be from his record, previous history, seems like he's been out of control for a very long time, and for some reason or another has escaped the system, maneuvered through the system, that he's not really had any consequences for any of his actions. But this is somebody that's probably should have been, I will say, at the very least, seen for some mental health issues, because I think that's where some of it is stemming from, along with the total lack of self-control and accountability.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we have to definitely speak about that. On another lighter note, the Colorado City has been ordered to pay $15 million settlement suit to the Elijah McCain family for that malice murder that we again witnessed. Was kind of in the highlight of around the time of George Floyd and some of the other murders that we were all stuck in the house on shutdown to see publicly. And so it gained a lot of publicity. And I think that's one of the reasons, because it may be listed as one of the largest settlements of the city. And we know that it does not happen to Black families. So I just want to say, although,
the question is, will they actually see the money though? Because a lot of those...
Yeah, that's a big question. I'm not sure how the state is ordered to pay those funds out. But again, not that any amount of money will bring their loved one back, but at least it's some, consolation to the injuries that the family has seen. I want to also kind of big up another Black person breaking barriers, Iman Shumpert. One Dancing with the Stars.
Let's give Iman Shumpert, yes. That is so funny that you said that. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Every Black woman must have been watching this goddamn Dancing with the Stars. Because every week, my wife is sitting there all slobbermouthed and googly-eyed at this Negro out here dancing with all his muscular pecs and all of this stuff. And
I think it was not so much of the image of him. It was seeing him really come and break the barriers and really perform week after week after week. If you know Iman Shumpert, he is married to Tiana Taylor, who is one of the biggest entertainers right now as far as her skill. And
she hot? Is she hot? How about that? She did her thing.
Super hot. And they had their own show. So there was a lot of things that kind of went into even being interested in Dancing with the Stars this season. On the back end, like he said, it was a lot of promotion and marketing that was happening kind of outside of that. So to see him win was just kind of like, okay, dear Iman, we see you.
Oh, gosh. Want.
Oh,
my gosh. Okay. Yeah, see, they all slobbermouthing. They trying to hide it, but they slobbermouthing, drooling and carrying on.
Well, I like Iman. I like that he's a family man. I like that he's humble. He's down to earth. He don't do a lot of, what you see some of these other NBA stars and celebrities doing. So I think it just forms a likeness for him. You got to give it up for your boy Barack Obama, who was nominated for a Grammy for his spoken word.
Speaking of that, you got to give your boy Jay-Z a round of applause because he got the most Grammy nominations for more than anybody in the Grammy. So.
Yeah, well, also you got to give it up because he was also just recently inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we know don't happen. So we got some exciting things happening.
What'd you say?
I said he was inducted by Dave Chappelle too.
Oh, that is right.
Yes,
yeah, sure was.
He was.
You just got a lot of clapping going on with your music for you today.
Excellence has been happening all over the world. So
popping today.
I'm just like right now, kind of like, okay, I can enjoy life a little bit. It's a little fun. Things are happening. But we got to remember, like I said, y'all start going to jury duty because Kyle Rittenhouse ain't no way in hell should have been found not guilty of his charges when he deliberately went somewhere looking for trouble, starting it and start shooting up folks. And then all the Proud Boys want to say, well, they shouldn't have been standing up for no Negroes no way, so that's what they get. And this boy gets to go home. He's also being bidded against about like 4 different congressmen to come intern for him. Donald Trump has hosted him. What he's basically doing is what's your boy that y'all let get away with killing Trayvon Martin? Hernandez.
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
Yeah, that damn Zimmerman. They letting this cowboy do a whole Zimmerman, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it. And it's so unfortunate again, y'all take y'all asses to jury duty when y'all get that paper in the mail. Stop tearing it up, pretending you never got it, because all it
do jury duty. I'm a felon. They already got it.
One of your black or brown
brothers
and sisters is not gonna get justice.
Oh,
wait, I'm sorry. After you, it seems like you got smart about a day.
I said they can't.
What you saying, Grizz?
Nothing. I'm in my own world right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a felon. So I'm one more year and I'm getting them expunged.
Oh, dig that.
Okay, I hope that happens for you. Godspeed on that. I just want to say that tomorrow is the big turkey day. I don't know about y'all, but I got about all my food cooked. I do the traditional soul food thing, except for minus the turkey, and I do turkey wings. And today the weather permitted me to grill mine. So the things that's finna be looking up for me tomorrow, y'all know I'm expecting. So I'm in love with food right now. I also want to say, I also had emergency in the family today. My mom has been diagnosed with COVID, so keep her in your prayers. She's a trooper. Yes. I'm sure she's going to do this, but she did get a positive diagnosis of COVID today. So
prayers out to Sharon.
That's my news you can use to all of my peoples out there. And so if you want to comment, commentate, talk about it, go ahead and message one of us, and we gonna go ahead and respond to it because we like to debate a little bit.
Yes, we do.
I'm getting that look from my wife, so I'm gonna have to duck out.
Okay.
We gotta finish up some holiday festivities. I gotta leave Friday back to LA. So she's like, yo, we gotta get all this stuff done before you leave. So
that's what's up. Well, again, we appreciate you being on the show. You know what I'm saying? Clarify some stuff and people get to know who you are and real deal stuff. We'll do it again. But we about to get out of here ourselves. So you know what? We got Aaron Ray coming next week. Let's give a round of applause for Aaron Ray doing his thing. He'll be on the show next week. And Ivory again with news you can use. But like we always say every Wednesday, don't be stuck on stupid and relaxed on dumb. All right now.
Good night.
Y'all be making no moves. Y'all be getting no cake. Y'all be making no sense. I be so stoned in the days.